Hello and welcome to class number 2, lecture number 2, online lecture number 2, Introduction to Paragraphs. I am here in the iFactory PC Bong in beautiful Guang'an Beach and recording here because of the limitations of my home computer. So bear with me if you hear any sounds in the background or anything like that. It's just the lovely people here playing. Well, it looks like most of them are killing dragons. I don't know what game that is, but they are killing dragons and shooting people with guns on the computer, of course. So let's begin by looking at the homework that I gave you from the last lecture, which is sign up for your Gmail account and set up your Google Drive class folder. As I gave you the instructions in the last video, you should be completing that. You're going to need to have that folder for today's assignment, so make sure you've done that before you watch this video. And then share it with me using the share function and with your other group members. Group captains should contact the members of their groups and set up the Kakao Talk group and add me. My Kakao Talk is Joe Carrier. So make sure you've done that before you watch this video. If you haven't, go ahead and pause it and complete that first. So let's look quickly at the online class system. As you can see, I've already uploaded the video lecture from the first class 3.1, the course introduction. There's also a copy of the presentation that I use in that, so if you need to review that. Also, I put a link to the joeteacher.org page for this class, a link to the download page for OpenOffice, and a link to the Grammarly website that I had spoken to you about before. There's also a copy of today's sample essay for today's class. We're going to be looking at parts of that today. If you want to print that out and keep it in front of you, that's a good idea probably. You don't have to. There's also a mind mapping worksheet that we're going to need for today's homework. You don't need to print that out if you don't want to, but you can if you want. It's optional, as I'll explain later, and then a copy of today's presentation as well. So all of that stuff should be published, and when I finish this video, that's going to go in here too. So that's where we're at. Also, all of this information is also up on the joeteacher.org website. I am the mind mapping worksheet, some of the links to OWL, Grammarly. I keep forgetting to put OpenOffice up here, but I will put it here in the online resources section today, hopefully. And I'm uploading these presentations and videos to the joeteacher.org website in case the school website should crash. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm optimistic, but just in case, we've got a backup. So remember, if you can't access the school website or if it's too slow, you can access this material here, but always use the school page if possible, because it does record your participation when you watch these videos. So that is how your attendance is taken for this class. So try to use this website if you can. If you can't, you can go to joeteacher.org as a backup. So that's the housekeeping, and let's move into today's content. So, introduction to paragraphs. A lot to say about paragraphs here, as you can see, but so let's get started. So, this is very important material. Okay, I usually spend a lot of time on this because really this is all we're going to learn in this class. You know, if you can learn to write a paragraph, then you can write an essay. And if you can write an essay, then you can write a chapter of a book. And if you can write a chapter of a book, you can write a book. So, you know, really the fundamental, basic building block of all writing is the paragraph. And so we're going to spend a lot of time going through this, learning how to do this. The body paragraph is the most important part of the essay. There are 3 different types of paragraphs in an essay: the introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. And we're going to be focusing probably for the next, well, about half of the class on body paragraphs. When we start looking at how to write essays, we'll look more closely at the introduction and conclusion. Here's an example, a sample essay. You have, as I showed you earlier, there's a copy of this you can print out if you want on the course contents page. An essay has 5 paragraphs, 5 parts. It doesn't have to. It could have 6 paragraphs. It could have 7. It could have 3. But usually, when we talk about the 5-paragraph essay, it's going to have an introduction, a body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3, and the conclusion. Each of these parts has a particular important job to do. And we're going to talk about the introduction later. But for the first part of the class, we're going to focus on the body paragraph. Body paragraph 1 here that I've highlighted in yellow. Now the first thing that I want you to notice is how this is formatted. The paragraph is indented here, 5 to 7 spaces, and then typing continually without hitting return or hitting anything else until you finish the paragraph, and then hit return. Okay? Don't print each sentence on a line. Don't hit return. Just let it keep going. Your word processing program will automatically wrap the sentences. You don't need to touch anything. Just keep typing. So 5 to 7 spaces. Usually you can just hit the tab, T-A-B key on your keyboard, and it'll do this automatically for you. Notice that the first letter in each sentence is capitalized. Notice that each sentence has a period at the end. And then we've got these sentences here. We're going to be looking closely at this paragraph. This will be the paragraph that we focus on as we look at the different parts of the body paragraph today. But I did want you to notice the way this is formatted. Okay? And within the essay itself, it's just indent, return, indent, return, indent, return, indent. So this, we can see clearly each of these paragraphs separated in a very simple way. Also notice that this essay here has a title. Notice that every important word is capitalized. Cats make great pets. If we had articles like the, or prepositions like on, we don't need to capitalize those. But all nouns and verbs and adjectives in the title should be capitalized. We'll talk about titles later, but I wanted to point that out more now. Okay, so we're going to be looking at this today, and we're going to begin by talking about the parts of the paragraph. A body paragraph has 3 main parts. First, the topic sentence. Second, the supporting detail sentences. Third, the conclusion. So let's begin talking about what is a topic sentence. This is the first sentence of the paragraph. The topic sentence tells the reader the main idea of the paragraph. It is a 1-sentence summary of the entire paragraph. The other sentences support the topic sentence. The topic sentence contains two things. There are two parts. The main idea tells us what the paragraph is going to be about, cats, for example, and it tells us the controlling idea. The controlling idea. This is what are we going to say about the main idea? Are we going to say, for example, that cats are crazy? Are we going to say that cats are dirty? Are we going to say that cats are funny? Okay, we could do this about anything. You know, we could talk about Korea. Korea is an important country in the global economy. You know, that might be a topic that's too big for a paragraph. We'll talk about the appropriate amount of information for a paragraph in a moment. But the main idea plus the controlling idea, we need both of those parts for the topic sentence to work. Okay? The 5 features of a good topic sentence are: it should guide the whole paragraph. So it should contain the main idea and the controlling idea for the entire paragraph. We don't want to have a paragraph about 2 topics. Each paragraph should be about 1 topic. If you have 2 topics, you need 2 paragraphs. It should not be a well-known fact. Okay? So it shouldn't be something like cats are animals. That's too basic. Okay? It needs to be something that we can explain to the reader, something the reader doesn't know. It needs to be specific, but it can't be too specific. Okay? So it needs to be big enough that we can write about in 1 paragraph. Okay? If it's not specific enough, let's say that the history of South Korea is very interesting. Now, the history of a country is not a paragraph topic. Okay? We're not going to write a paragraph about the history of South Korea. That would take many book-length works to adequately describe the history of a country. Okay, so that's not specific enough. But it can't be too specific. Okay, we can't say Korea is a country in Asia. Okay, that's too specific. There's nothing else to say about that topic. A topic sentence must contain a controlling idea. We need to know clearly from the topic sentence what is the main idea of the paragraph and what are we going to say about it. What is the important information we're going to say about it? So let's look at our sample paragraph here. In the first place, people enjoy the companionship of cats. This is our topic sentence. So, what does the word companionship mean? Companionship means friendship. Someone who's there. A companion is a person who's there so that you don't feel lonely. I have been spending a lot of time alone in my apartment for the last 2 weeks because I've been on self-quarantine after a trip to Thailand in February. They asked me to stay in my apartment for 2 weeks, and I've been trying to do that as much as possible, except for going out a few times to get food. And my cat has really been helpful. Just having her there, having a cat nearby has helped me from going crazy. You know, if you're alone for a long time, you can go crazy. So cats are good companions. So this is the topic sentence of this paragraph. Notice it says here, in the first place. This is the first body paragraph of the essay that we looked at. Cats make good pets. So this is the first reason why cats make good pets, because people enjoy the companionship of cats. So that's a good topic sentence. Okay? Do you think that's true? Let's see. Okay? It's the job of the rest of the paragraph. It's the job of the supporting sentences in the paragraph to prove that what we are saying is true. Are cats good companions? I don't know. Let's see if we can prove that to our reader. So the supporting sentences, what are they? Supporting sentences describe, explain, clarify, or give examples of the main idea in the topic sentence. Supporting sentences answer questions. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Supporting sentences explain the topic sentence in greater detail and give the reader more information. All of these things are very important if we're going to convince the reader that what we are saying is true. Supporting sentences, what do they do? Supporting detail sentences, what do they do? Supporting details give some factual proof, tell a story, or present some information that prove what you are saying is true. If your paragraph does not have good examples, it will not support your argument. It's a famous sculpture here, broken chair. What would happen if somebody sat in that chair? Well, they would fall over. The chair would fall down and they would be destroyed. So they would be injured. So you need to have good supporting details. Okay, so let's look at this paragraph again. We see here these underlined sentences. Okay, these are the support sentences. The first one says, many cats are affectionate. Okay, so remember, this paragraph says people enjoy the companionship of cats. So we're asking the question, why? Why do people enjoy the companionship of cats? And this writer says many cats are affectionate. What does affectionate mean? Affectionate means to have a physical affection for someone. If you like somebody, you give them hugs. If you like somebody, you might sit close to them. You might, you just try to make them feel special with your physical proximity. Okay, for people in a relationship, they may even have a sexual aspect to this, but for a lot of people, it's just a matter of being close, holding someone's hand. You know, a mother holding a child, it shows that they care about them and that they love them. Will cats do this? Well, let's see if we can think of some specific examples. This person has really used, this writer has really used some good examples here of physical actions. Physical actions. We have here 4 verbs. Snuggle, pet, scratch, purr. Cats will snuggle up and ask to be petted or scratched under the chin. These are good examples. Who hasn't seen a cat? Sometimes my cat will come when I'm reading my book. She'll just come and she'll climb up on my lap and she'll sit on my chest and she'll put her head right by my head and she'll say, "You can give me a kiss now." Or she'll want to be petted or scratched or brushed. And when I do that, she makes a sound. It's a combination of a sound and a vibration, and it feels really good. That's a cat's purring. Purr, purr, purr. So this writer is using these physical actions to say cats are affectionate. Now, if you've experienced this, you would say, that's true. A cat has snuggled up with me. I have heard or felt a cat purring. So remember we talked about these in the lecture yesterday. I talked about the physical sensory details, things that come in through our senses, our eyes, our ears, our body. These sensory details, things that we see, hear, we can touch, taste, smell, it's very difficult to argue against them. If we have physically experienced something, it is the most unarguable thing that our mind can experience. I felt a cat purring. I know that cats can be affectionate because I've experienced that. Look at the next question. If they're not feeling affectionate, okay, sometimes they are not, cats are generally quite playful. So we've got another adjective here. The first supporting sentence said cats are affectionate. This adjective, affectionate. The second supporting detail says another adjective, playful. They love to chase balls and feathers or just about anything dangling from a string. They especially enjoy playing when their owners are participating in the game. In the first example, we had verbs, snuggle, pet, scratch, purr. In the second example, notice that the writer is using nouns, balls, feathers, string. These are good examples of what? What do we play with? We play with toys, okay? So probably when the writer was thinking about this, they thought, okay, cats are playful. What do cats play with? Okay, so to show that what they're saying is true, they say, I'm just going to make a list of the toys. That'll show people, oh yeah, everybody's seen a cat chase balls. Everybody knows cats like feathers. Everybody knows cats like string. My cat's favorite toy is a little gray mouse that is tied to a string that's attached to a stick, kind of like a fishing rod. I call it cat fishing when I try to catch the cat with the mouse. She's chewed the mouse up so much his tail is gone, both of his eyes are gone. It doesn't even look like a mouse anymore, but she loves that toy. And she only plays with it when I play with it with her. And that's the second sentence here, the second detail sentence. They especially enjoy playing when their owners are participating in the game. The cats don't like to play by themselves usually, unless they're a kitten. Kittens will play by themselves. But adult cats usually require their owners to participate. So we've got, this is the second supporting detail, okay? These sentences, as you can see, each sentence in the paragraph has an important job to do. The topic sentence here, people enjoy the companionship of cats. That tells us what the paragraph is going to about. Then we have affectionate, that sentence that says cats are affectionate. Then we have the two detail sentence there, snuggle, pet, scratch, purr. We get two sentences there giving the supporting details. Then we have cats are playful, and we have two sentences, balls, feathers, string, owners, telling us nouns. So far we've had 6 sentences. The topic sentence, 3 sentences in the first supporting sentence section, 3 sentences in the second supporting section, and now we're going to look at the last section. Contrary to popular opinions, cats can be trained. Okay, so the switch here, well, the first 2 were adjectives, affectionate, playful, and the last one is cats can be trained. So we're using the passive voice here. Cats can be trained. Using rewards and punishments, just like with a dog, a cat can be trained to avoid unwanted behavior or perform tricks. Cats will even fetch. Fetch means to be trained to go get something if you throw it. This supporting sentence is the weakest of the 3. Cats can be trained. I don't know if this is true. I've seen dogs be trained. I've rarely seen cats being trained. I know it's possible, but I'm very skeptical if your average person could train a cat to do something. Okay? My cat seems to do whatever she wants. So we can see here the supporting sentences, the supporting detail sentences in each section. All of these support. Some of them support it well, some of them don't. I think the third point, cats can be trained, is really weak. But the first two are really good, affectionate and playful. I think those are both very good supporting ideas. So our job when we write is to come up with, using our, writing class really isn't about writing. A little bit of it is about writing, a little bit of it is about language, but great writers really are thinkers. This isn't really writing class, this is thinking class. We need to come up with the best ideas that we can come up with to support our idea, to support our topic sentence, so that the person reading what we're writing says that is true. Based on the first 2 points in this, cats are affectionate and cats are playful, I can say, yeah, people do enjoy the companionship of cats for those 2 reasons. Training, I don't know about that one. I would like to, if I was writing this, I would probably try to come up with a better example for that third part. Okay? The last part of a paragraph is the concluding sentence. What are they? It's the last sentence of a paragraph. It tells the reader the paragraph is finished. It forms a logical conclusion by restating the topic sentence in a different way, offering a suggestion, giving an opinion, or making a prediction. This body paragraph doesn't really have a concluding sentence. Concluding sentences really aren't that important in most cases, but we're going to learn how to do those later when we get some practice with paragraphs. So don't worry about concluding sentences right now. The most important sentences are the supporting sentences. Let's look quickly here. Time out. Hold on. I just want to see how much time I have left here. Trying to make these lectures about 45 minutes. Not always going to be exactly 45 minutes. Let me set my timer here. So 27, 37. Okay, let's set the timer for 13 minutes. That'll give me a little bit of a warning. Okay, sorry about that. I'm still figuring out how to do this. It's kind of a work in progress, so thank you for your patience as we're going through this. I really appreciate your patience as I'm trying to figure this out. So, continuing on, the 4 features of a well-written paragraph. A paragraph has a topic sentence that states the main idea. We talked about the topic sentence has 2 parts, the main idea of the paragraph and the controlling idea. All of the topic sentences are about one topic. Like I said, if you have 2 topics in a paragraph, you need to have 2 paragraphs. Okay, that's not going to be good if you have it. The first line of the paragraph is indented. So we indent 5 to 7 spaces. Keep typing. Don't hit return until you reach the end of the paragraph. The last sentence or concluding sentence brings the paragraph to a logical conclusion. Okay, I don't know why I had... What is that? Oh, Dulu Jiggy. Oh, I'm so hungry. Okay, I didn't eat my breakfast yet. I hope you don't hear my stomach growling. So, we come to assignment number 1, writing assignment number 1. I hope that you're excited. For this paragraph activity, this writing assignment, I'm going to give you the topic sentence. So the topic sentence for our first paragraph is, Busan is a great place to live. Maybe you don't agree with that. Maybe you think Busan is a horrible place to live. I hope not. I hope you like it. It's better than Daegu. But anyway, you don't have to agree with what you're writing. There's many times I've written things that I didn't agree with. So, but hopefully you do agree, because it'll make it easier to think of ideas. So now I've given you the topic sentence. We need to come up with our ideas, our supporting ideas and our supporting details. So I want to talk briefly about how to do a brainstorming chart. like this one we see here. Why is Busan great? If we try to think of some reasons. So what is brainstorming? Usually when we have when we do this in class, I have the groups do it together. You're going to have to do it on your own individually. What is brainstorming? After we build our topic sentence by combining a main idea and a controlling idea, we need to think about our topic and generate and organize ideas. And brainstorming helps us do that. When we brainstorm ideas, we need to try to do it as quickly as possible. We want to sit down, clear our mind of any distractions, and just write as quickly as we can, as many ideas as we can. So here's some quick examples. Here's one that's handwritten. Health, how to have a healthy lifestyle, sleep, diet, exercise, stress. You can see here under sleep. What are some things that are important about sleep? You need a comfortable mattress. You need regular hours, no late nights. 33% of your life is sent to sleep. Diet, fruit, low-fat foods, vegetables, vitamins. Make sure you're getting enough vitamins. For help with your health, you might consult a doctor or a dietitian. Get some counseling. Exercise, warm up, aerobics, gym, stretching. Notice that there are spelling mistakes. It's not neatly organized. That's okay, okay? We're not worried about spelling. We're not worried about making it look neat, okay? It's okay if it's messy. We want it to be messy. We want to think quick, come up with ideas quickly. At this point, we're not really worried about grammar. We're not worried about spelling. Just quickly get as many ideas down as we can. Here's someone who used, some people like to draw pictures. That's okay too, as long as you don't become distracted by it. Here's one scene here, the writing process, using a different kind of computer program to create the circles. I prefer to just draw lines on papers. There are online some very sophisticated brainstorming software. I think I've even got some up on the joeteacher.org website. You don't have to use that. Some people prefer to. If you have a very complicated topic, it might be good to use something like that if you need to organize a lot of ideas in a logical way. This brainstorm here could even be used to complete a book. So here's another one with pictures. I'm going to ask you to do a brainstorm. I have, as I told you, I've put up this worksheet online. Create a brainstorm for the topic sentence, Busan is a great place to live. I've included this picture. You can print it out if you want, but you don't have to. You can just use a regular piece of paper. There's 6 supporting ideas here. Try to come up with 6. There's 6 examples for each one. Maybe you won't have that many. But for example, if one of your supporting ideas is Busan has great food, well, it's pretty easy to come up with 6 foods that are popular here in Busan. Okay, so for your homework, create a brainstorm for the topic sentence, Busan is a great place to live. Then I want you to create a subfolder in your Google Drive class folder called Writing Assignment Number 1, Busan. I'm just going to show you how to do that very quickly. I'm going to log into my Gmail account. Let's see here. Did I create this in my... I don't remember. Oh, my password. Oh, my God. Can I remember it? I don't. Oh, I did. I remembered it. So go to your Google Drive. Okay, so I have my folder here, AdvComp, eDayHo 8675309. So now, once I'm in this folder here, I can click on New, create a folder, and I'm going to create a folder for this called Writing Assignment number 1, colon, just call it Busan, and create. Okay. There we go. So now I have a folder here. It is whatever. By the way, if you want to share something, you should already have this. You should already have this shared with somebody. Okay, you should have it shared with me and with your other group members. Okay, so just right click, share, and then joeteacher.donga@gmail.com and the emails, the Gmail emails of your other partners. Okay, so once you have that folder inside of there, writing assignment number 1, okay, let's go back to our homework. Next, I would like you to take a photo of your brainstorm and upload it to your writing assignment number 1 Busan folder. There is an app for Google Drive that you can use for your phone. I would recommend that you download that app, log into your Gmail account, and then when I ask you to take pictures of things, you can just upload those to the file in your Google Drive folder very easily. Okay, so use your phone app, your Google Drive phone app, to upload your picture to your writing assignment number 1 Busan folder. I'm going to be checking that, and I'm also going to be able to see it when you share your brainstorm picture with your work group on Kakao Talk and discuss your ideas. So you should have already completed assignment number from the first lecture and created your group Kakao Talk and added me so I can see these as well. And I want you to discuss your ideas in English. Okay, so as you're texting each other, try to use English. I think this is a writing class, so let's discuss your ideas in English. Did you think of some similar ideas? Compare your brainstorm with the other people in your group. Did you think of some similar ideas? Did you think of some unique ideas? Or did you have some ideas that nobody else in your group thought of? Did you organize your ideas differently? Okay, so I would like for you to discuss these things with your partners, look at each other's ideas, and next week we will begin talking about how to turn these brainstorm ideas into paragraphs. So we'll talk about the different sentences, how we create the sentences, how to choose the best ideas from our brainstorm to use that in our writing. We'll talk about some of the transition words. We're going to begin to talk about sentence structure. We're going to begin to talk about ordering ideas and organizing ideas. All of these things are very important as we begin to talk about writing and paragraph construction. Okay, so hey, I finished a little bit early. So that is the end of the lecture for today. Please complete your homework assignment before the end of the day on Sunday. Okay? And I will talk to you later. Thank you very much for watching.